This is the Classic Auto Mall Show. Broadcast from the studios inside the Classic Auto Mall in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. Just 1 hour west of Philadelphia at Pennsylvania Turnpike exit 298. Featuring nearly 1,000 classic, vintage, and barn-find vehicles for sale under one climate-controlled roof. Now, here's your host, Classic Auto Mall president and the man with all the toys, Stewart Howden.
And welcome show number 232.
Wow.
There's still snow on the ground out there.
A little bit.
That, right?
Yeah. Your parking lot.
Yeah, goodness. I tell you, the piles are going to be here for quite a while. We showed pictures of them last week, and they're even bigger this week because we had another snowstorm in between this week and last week.
That's right.
But I think it's 11 days till daylight savings time. So.
Oh,
Good to
thank
know.
God. Let's hurry, please, God. So before we get to our guest, let's guess how many cars in inventory. JR, you go first this
Well,
week.
I'm going to guess because probably the weather, not many consignments. I'm going to guess 898.
Oh, Steve.
Really interesting. Interesting guess. I think it's a little less than that. I'm going to go 890.
901.
Oh,
so
my.
JR wins. Applause. Anyway, let's get right to our guest. Joining us via Zoom from Florida, Alexis DeJoria, funny car driver or pilot. I read something recently. Cars don't care if you're a man or a woman.
The cars are the cars, and they're going to do what they're going to do. And whoever's behind the wheel, you do your best out there.
Sure.
And, your gender does not matter at all.
Right, exactly, which is great, and I love that because I think it's great for the sport and drag racing and NHRA and all of that is just the most wonderful sport that a lot of people don't know about. And I think the coolest thing about it is that the ability to a general admission ticket gets you into the pits, and a lot of other racing is doing that now. But for a long time, it was only in drag racing that your general admission ticket got you into the pits close to the drivers.
Yes, it's every ticket is a pit pass, which is really separates NHRA from other forms of motorsports because you have that ability to go right up to the teams and watch them break the cars down. And you can meet your drivers. You can see the crew chiefs and the crew just working on the car. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. And you saw your first, I guess, funny car race at Pomona when you were 16, right?
The first race in person, I had seen it on television before, but like I said before, it just really doesn't translate well on television. You don't get the sounds, the smell, the feeling, the vibrations of the motors, the cars going down the track at over 12,000 horsepower, over 300 miles an hour. You don't get all that on television.
Right.
You'll see the numbers, but it just doesn't translate.
Yeah.
When I went to my first race in Pomona, that was it. I was hooked. I was like, yep. Sign me up when I'm out of high school and I put in the work and I earned that spot. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And where you grew up in Southern California was car country anyway. So, I mean, car culture was important regardless whether it's drag racing or sports car or any of that, right?
We were building our Chevys, old school Chevys. I still have one, a 67 Chevelle SS that I've had since I was 17.
Wow.
So my buddies and I all had our cars. We'd street race them and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's great that drag racing came along because otherwise people would still be racing on the streets, and that's probably a little bit dangerous. But it's a generation that grew up street racing. It's not that it's like a rare one of one guy out of a million. I mean, lots of guys do that, especially around here too.
Yeah, definitely, and that's how the sport started.
Sure.
Holly Parks wanted to get everybody off the streets and have it be in a safe environment and keep it, very competitive like it is and in a safe way. And that was one of the things my dad said to me. He's like, I know you really love racing. And that was my passion. I mean, I worked for the family business. I wanted to, I wanted to learn about my father's company and every department. I put in 4 years, but at the end of the day, I really had to go try it. I was like, I really love doing this. And he's like, I know. He goes, I'd like to get you off the street and get you, he's like, go see if you can get licensed. And I signed up for Frank Colley's drag racing school, and the rest is history.
Sure.
I went back for every class and won in every class. Started at the bottom in super gas and and worked my way up and made sure I won in every class before I made the move, because my goal from day one was Nitro Funny Car.
And you tried to give road racing a chance, I guess. So you did attend the Skip Barber School at Willow Grove or Willow.
I did Willow Springs in California.
Yeah.
I raced. We did the class for a couple days, and it was awesome. I had a great time, but it didn't catch me like Nitro Funny Cars did, man. When those cars went down the track, I was like, there's nothing like this on the planet. And there's a human being in there. And that's pretty wild.
It's a rocket.
I want to be that human being sitting in that race car.
Do you, when you're racing a Nitro Funny Car, do you smell the fumes as well too, or is that so they're
in the Nitro car? Yeah, because the motor's in front of you.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I have a fresh air, tank set up to my helmet, but sometimes the fumes will get in there, especially if you blow up or detonate, because the motor's right in front of you too. So I'll get some of that smoke. It's just when those things fill up with smoke, it's like you're hot boxing the car with like thick black smoke. You just can't get away from it. So gotta get out of that roof hatch.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah, I haven't heard hotbox in a long time. We used to do that with cigarettes in the bathroom in high school.
Smoking in the boys' room.
Smoking in the boys' room. It was apropos, right? Can you believe that? Can you imagine this day and age would that would be allowed to happen? I mean, I can't.
Oh gosh, no, they're vaping now. God.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's harmless, right?
Wouldn't even know. Yeah, right.
Well,
none of it's really harmless.
Think about our parents growing up. Didn't realize how dangerous cigarettes were back in the day. It was a cosmopolitan thing to do to smoke a cigarette. You didn't.
I mean, they had ads with doctors smoking them. Doctors preferred. That's crazy. They smoked on airplanes. I mean, come on.
Or at restaurants. I smoked back in the day. I can't imagine being in a restaurant, being a non-smoker and sitting next to somebody just puffing away,
Oh, yeah.
Just
I did
terrible.
too when I was a teenager. I smoked Camel non-filters.
Nice.
Stopped when great. I stopped when I got pregnant and never turned back.
Sure. Yeah. A lot of women quit because of pregnancy. That was an interesting thing that a lot of less girls smoked as years went on because of that. So, and it was funny watching the old, like the stock car guys with a cigarette dangling out of their mouth while they're driving.
Right, or working on the car.
Right? Yeah, the good old days. So you made your debut in Funny Car in 2011 with the Kalittas, right?
Yes, I did, and at the Ennis racetrack.
Wow, that must have been just an awesome day.
It was a dream come true. I got licensed in Del Worsham's family car, him and Chuck. So it was, we were preparing to race, the first race in Dallas. And I was still racing Alcohol Funny Car, but I wanted to, while I was testing, I wanted to win a national event in Alcohol Funny Car before I made the jump. And I would not leave until I did. And I finally did in Seattle at the national event. And that was it. I was like, all right, now I'm ready, guys. Let's go.
Great self-discipline, right?
Yes. Well, that's what I set out to do. It was like the best way to learn and me feeling like I really accomplished what I set out to do and really learned that class wholeheartedly before I made the move.
It's funny how that self-discipline is easy to, cheat on yourself. And you think, oh, you know what? I'm not going to, I used to keep track of how many cigarettes I smoked in a day. I was trying to quit. And it was like, I wasn't going to count that one because I only smoked half of it,
Yeah, right. I'm only going to buy one pack from the store.
Yeah, one pack.
And then you go back later, I'm just going to buy one more pack. And I just get a freaking carton.
Get a carton
already.
Yeah. Well, of course, you can't afford a carton because they're so darn expensive. I don't even know how expensive they are today, and I don't want to know. So, and is it true that John Force and Del Worsham signed your drag racing license? They were your sponsors, I guess?
They're my mentors and my heroes when I first went to the drag races in 2000. Not 2000. Scott, that was 19. But I was 16 years old and went to the drag races, saw them racing, and I was like, oh, those guys got a great personality. Yeah, they're badass drivers. They've been through everything, and years later, they both signed my license, and Del was my crew chief, and I got to race with him for a long time, and now it's come full circle, and John's asked me to be part of his team now, so it's like it's really incredible. It's surreal, honestly. I can't believe it.
And does a license look like a regular, like a driver's license? What does it look like? Is it just do you keep it in your wallet and have to show it at places? Yes.
I do, actually. I used it once when I got a ticket.
I was going to ask.
I looked it up and I was like, oh, I really am racing at the track right there. He goes, oh, really? He goes, yeah, okay. And I pulls it out and I showed him. He goes, oh, all right. He still gave me a freaking ticket. It worked
wrong.
For my mom. She said, my daughter's a race car driver. She got out of her ticket, but not me. You. I don't know what the hell.
I love that. It's just poetic sometimes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so you raced, 2014 was your breakout year, right? I mean, it was just
2014 was huge. Yeah, we won 4 races. We won the U.S. Nationals, the 60th anniversary. It was the Chevrolet Performance 60th anniversary of the U.S. Nationals. Wow. And we beat John Force in the final. It was insane, having all the Kalitta teams on the starting line, and then over on John's side, it's just his team, because the Kalittas are infamous for doing that. Like all the teams at the end of the day at the finals, they're all standing on the starting line behind, and you have this huge pit of tons of people, and then everybody dog piles on each other. My dad got stuck in the middle of the dog pile, had to be pulled out. It was the best day of my racing career so far.
Like a mosh pit in there was just so many people.
Yeah.
I love that. So, and the U.S. Nationals, for those that don't know, it's like your old Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's the race. It's
like the Indy 500, drag racing. Yeah, it's the biggest race of the year.
And I love that one of my favorite road racing drivers and IndyCar drivers, Danny Ungaius, won it like the second year in Funny Car there, and also Don Perdome, Kenny Bernstein, John Force, cool. Ashley Force, Matt Hagan. I mean, the list of winners of that event. You're in good company there, right?
Yes, definitely. I believe I'm the second female ever in Nitro Funny Car to win that race after Ashley.
And you were also the first female to make a sub 4-second pass. That must have been crazy exciting.
It was, to see the progression of the class, to go from running 4-second runs to sub 4-second runs. I've been out here for a little while, not as long as some of the guys that I'm racing up against, but definitely long enough to know what to expect and what these cars are capable of doing. The good and the bad. You got to take the good and the bad, because you're going to have a lot of bad days. Probably more losses than wins, unless you're John Force. But
won 16 times, right?
Yeah, 16-time champ.
Well, Roger Penske said that. He said that's his philosophy. You're going to lose more than you win, and he's got 20 IndyCar trophies to go with it. But that's part of it, and I think that
it is.
You have to accept it, and that's not always. Not everybody is good at that. Not everybody's good at losing.
Oh, I hate to lose, but also you learn a lot from losing.
Sure. Well, I think it's, there's so many great personalities in drag racing, and then great venues as well, too. I know you've raced at Bristol, which is one of my favorite tracks, Thunder Valley.
Mine too.
Oh. And in the old days, I say old days, in the late 70s, early 80s, literally the fence was on the track. I mean, there was no grassy knoll in between you and the track. It was track, fence, and stands, and you were just right there. Which,
I can't imagine it being like that today, especially with the way these cars run.
We asked, I think it was Ron Capps we asked, we said, can you tell the difference between 300 and 330? He goes, oh, hell yes. He said, you can absolutely tell. It's not just fast as fast. There's a difference between 3 and 330 and some of these speeds that we're getting. And God knows what you'd be running if you were still in the quarter.
Oh, most definitely. Which I wish we were, but the racetracks, they just can't. They can't do it. They can't. They don't have the real estate to extend the shutdown areas, and not every shutdown from the finish line to the sand trap is the same.
Right.
So to accommodate everybody, they brought us back 320 feet,
and still just wouldn't go and just go. Okay, well, we'll just make the cars faster in 1,000 feet than 1320.
Oh, and we always will. I mean, they added. They added 50 pounds to us this year, and we're still going, top speeds. I just ran my fastest speed in testing, which wasn't too far off my original best speed, but I mean, right off the bat. So, Sean Langdon, I think what did he run? Like a 345 mile an hour pass in testing. I mean, they can add as much weight as they want, but we're never going to slow down.
Yeah, because I mean, that's the sport, and it's the raw horsepower, the sound, the fury, the speed. I mean, that's how you the finish line. It's there's strategy certainly, and there's certainly strategy in the staging and tripping the lights and all that stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, definitely. It's raw horsepower. And now you say 12,000 horsepower these cars have now?
12,000 plus. They can't really put it on a dyno. These cars are really incredible. Yeah. I mean, that's nitromethane for you. It's volatile fuel. It's what they make bombs out of. So it's like a ticking time bomb in your lap.
Try not to think too hard about that, right? You just let that.
Oh, I don't. Once that helmet goes on, I don't think about anything.
Yeah, I don't imagine that people with claustrophobia would be good at drag racing. I would imagine that would be kind of a enclosed environment, right?
Yes, for sure. In a funny car, when that body goes down, you better be really comfortable.
Right. You don't want to have.
I could fall asleep in it.
No kidding. And is that?
I have actually before when we've had really bad, oil downs or whatever, right. And I've been sitting in the car and the sun's shining just right, and I just loosen my belts up, and it's like being in the womb. It's my happy place.
Yeah, that's amazing. But I think, I would imagine that that's a distinct advantage that you have in racing, being able to kind of calm yourself down before a race like that.
It is. It's definitely, it's a blessing. It's it's part of me. I mean, I am one with that car.
Right.
And being able to recognize, when your heart is beating a little bit fast, when you're getting a little bit antsy or excited, learning these breathing techniques that kind of bring you back down and balance you out, and so you get back in line and focused.
Are you talking to somebody while you're in the car waiting to run, or are you a silent person? You don't want any talking, you don't want any chatter?
Oh, I talk, and I can hear them going back and forth on the radio, right. And I'll chime in once in a while. They'll check on me. They'll come over and tell me, or I'll wonder what the hell's going on. What's taking so long? What's going on? Hey, did you do that? I don't think you pulled those wires yet for the fresh air bottle or for the fire extinguishers. So
right.
I'm very, very active in there, very aware, and I'm most likely I'll be laughing and joking with them until the last second.
I love that. It's in the Formula One guys, they're on the radio and they're like, hey, can you give me just a second? I'm in the middle of a corner and the guy's passing me on the outside. And if you just give me a second, I'll get back to you. They're just chattering away.
That's a little different, though. That's a little different. I mean, they're on the track for a while.
Right.
We have a very short amount of time. And once that car starts up, I don't want to hear from anybody, and I don't, obviously, because you have to be so focused.
Right.
It's a very much a mental sport. I don't want to hear anything on the radio unless it's shut it down.
Shut it down.
There's something you don't see, like kill the motor.
Right. Well, and coming up, so we're recording today is Wednesday, February what the hell is today? February the 25th? So the Gatornationals are next weekend. The season kickoff. Are you excited? You got to be so excited, especially with.
I am so excited. Yeah.
4-car
It's
team.
I don't want to say it's not it is a new beginning, but it's a clean slate, fresh start, whatever. But I've been here long enough. I've been working myself hard to get to this point, and I've earned it, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm ready for it.
Well, and I think, an opportunity like that probably doesn't just come along very often. There's lots of drivers who would, do anything in their power to race for John Force or any of the big teams like that. I mean, a 4-car team, you get the luxury of being able to, I read somewhere, it says if you need something made with a 4-car team, you just make it. If you're on a 1-car team, you just do without.
Yeah, you have to utilize other people's machinery to do it, or outside entities. But John Force Racing, I mean, they have everything, at their fingertips. So it's like walking into, it's a pinch me moment. You walk into that shop and it's just like, it's like heaven for funny cars, all these extra bodies and the machine shops and the motors and, and just the brain trust with all the crew chiefs that have been there forever and crew and just everything that they have, all their knowledge is it's unparalleled.
And then you got the hot rod father as your mentor there. I mean, that's,
yes, exactly.
And did he used to call you? I read he used to call you the Elvira girl with your dark black hair.
Well, he would forget sometimes what my name is. He's got so much going on in his mind, and I had like really black hair back then.
Right.
And hey, it's not a total diss. I think Elvira was very pretty.
I think it's a compliment.
Hot,
I think it's quite the compliment. So
it could have been worse.
But I mean, traveling with four car team, man. I mean, that's a circus. You've got how many semis and buses and trailers and cars and bodies
Two
and parts
for each team.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
6, crazy, or 8. Sorry.
Yeah, you see that setup at the tracks these days, and you just think, it's a move. It's so beyond what it was even 25, 30 years ago. We were talking to Don Perdome when they had the matching. Him and Tom the Mongoose had the matching transporters, which were so cool. When they came into town, they were like the heroes coming into town. He goes, now you look at it and you go, I couldn't even afford one tire on one of those rigs, much less the whole rig.
They're massive.
They really are. And your main sponsor this year is a tequila company, right?
Bandero Tequila, specifically the one that we are showcasing on our car. It's Bandero Cafe. So it's a tequila coffee.
Ooh.
And it is incredible. If you like espresso martinis, like that, replace the vodka with Bandero Cafe. Or just throw it over ice. It is incredible.
Yeah, I love an espresso martini to a fault.
I know, me too.
But you'd mentioned your dad earlier, and I would be remiss without telling everybody who your dad is. Paul John DeJoria.
Yeah,
John DeJoria. John Paul. And Paul Mitchell was his first big success that he had.
So Paul Mitchell was the man. Paul Mitchell. He was a hairdresser.
Right.
He was the face, and my dad was the businessman, and they made the perfect business partners, and they started John Paul Mitchell Systems and the hair products Paul Mitchell.
Right. That's amazing. And then, of course, to have a second success like with Patron Tequila that he had was just
lightning
amazing.
Struck twice. It's amazing. Once my dad puts his mind to something, it happens. I mean, obviously he's tried and failed many times, prior to Paul Mitchell, and not everything works out. But those two companies were quite amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really because of his work ethic. He's in the office. He's hardworking. He is so much a part of it. He will never retire. He will never sell Paul Mitchell.
Right.
He didn't want to sell Patron either, but they got the deal of a lifetime, the offer of a lifetime, and Seagram's, and that was just it. It was like, okay, well, we'll use this money, then start something else.
Sure.
So,
hard to turn that down.
He branched out and started Weber Ranch vodka with Ed Brown, who managed Patron for him and with him. And it's the only vodka made from agave.
Really?
It's incredible. Yeah, it has a great taste to it. It's very smooth. And he started Bandero Cafe or Bandero Premium Tequila. He couldn't be a part of it because there was a non-compete with this. So about 5 years. So for that, during that time, my sister and I had stock in the company with Jonathan Kendrick, who owns Bandero Tequila.
Right.
And so we helped run it. And then when the 5 years was over, my dad was like, okay, now I can be a part of it. And then, of course, with his input, it really skyrocketed. So, so it's incredible. I've done some blind taste tests with people with Patron Silver and Bandero Silver, and people prefer the Bandero.
Well, every time we hit the 10,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, we do a shot of Graham Patron Platinum. So I'm going to switch to Bandero.
Oh, nice.
So we'll switch it to
we'll
Bandero.
Have to send you guys some.
I wouldn't complain about that at all. I promise you. So, back to drag racing. Does drag racing? Do you all use simulators like they use in road racing, or is there ways that you can practice like that?
So the way we can practice, obviously you can't recreate that feeling of going down the racetrack, hitting 6 Gs and then a negative 6 Gs when you hit the parachutes. You're not going to recreate that. It's not possible.
Sure.
unless you're on a roller coaster, which still isn't even that major. But so what I have is it's a chassis. It's a funny car chassis, and the front rails are cut off. So from the motor plate back, it's a funny car chassis.
Right.
So I've got all the stuff. I've got the throttle pedal, the clutch pedal. I've got the brake handle. And it's all set up to a pro tree. So I just basically practice my reaction times.
Right. Wow, how cool is that? And do you have a goal? Do you get your goal every time with the reaction time, or is it vary a little bit here and there?
Excuse me, my allergies have been kicking lately out here.
Yeah,
Florida. I try to not stay in there for too long because we have 4 rounds. So for me to stay in there for 30 minutes to an hour doesn't make really a lot of sense. I'll start and I'll do like, I don't know, 30 in a row, and then, get out, walk away, like go eat some lunch or something, and then get back in it and do it again. So, and then, 4 times. So that's it.
Well, and then you've got, there's 20 races on the schedule this year. Will you do all 20?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, of course. I've always done all the races since I started. Wow. I've been
That's got to be
very competitive.
Exhausting. I mean, at the end of the season, you got to be ready for a little bit of a vacay, right?
We used to race 25 races between February and November.
Wow.
Yeah, and since COVID, we've lost some racetracks, unfortunately. Sure. So now we're down to 20. But there's some new ones coming up. I mean, not new as far as like brand new racetracks, but new on the pro circuit.
Right.
Like Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan. There's one in Georgia that we're going to, Valdosta, I believe, Valdosta, Georgia. Sure. So yeah, it'll be cool. Be exciting. I've never raced there before.
And we're going to miss you at Maple Grove this year. We really.
It's depressing. Yeah, I love that racetrack.
It's 7 miles as the flow cross from where the crow flies from where I sit right now. It's right in our backyard here, and we're so disappointed. We were so looking forward to this season, and it is what it is. I mean, change happens, and it's inevitable, and you don't have to love it. And I don't know what I don't know what the other sanctioning body is going to do, and I don't know how they would compete or make it worth their while to do it. But maybe there's something I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I know that guy's trying to buy up a lot of tracks right now. So a lot of people are going over and racing IHRA. They only race to 8th mile, but there's good purses and stuff. I don't know. It is what it is. You won't see us over there. I don't think the Force teams are ever going to race the IHRA race. We're really happy with NHRA.
Well, let's hope.
Obviously.
Well, let's hope that maybe somebody, gets it back somehow, and it gets back. A lot of the drivers I talked to say it's one of their favorite tracks anywhere.
It is, and that's where I originally ran my best speed ever, 337 plus miles an hour. So I love that racetrack. I love the area. I love the people. It's going to be really a real bummer.
Yeah.
I never got to win there, so I'm really bummed that we're not racing there now. But who knows what the years ahead, what the outcome will be. Hopefully it'll change, because I'd love to race there again.
Yeah. The drag racing is just such a sport that, we were talking before we went on about the difference between television and in person, and just all the pomp and circumstance that goes with drag racing, from the smell of the nitro, the fury of the cars, the staging back and forth, the psychology of tripping the lights and all that, the burnouts. I mean, that's one of the coolest thing in motorsports is the burnout. I like it. I think you should go all the way down the track.
I used to be able to do big, long, burly burnouts, and now they've got the fuel on pretty high, and the way they run the cars at John Force Racing is a little bit different.
Sure.
So I had to cut my burnouts in half. But,
man.
Doing a big burnout in those cars is just something else. It's a joy.
Yeah.
It's I love it. Even if the car doesn't get down the track, you're like, well, at least I got to do a burnout.
Yeah. You a lot of times see that, right? I mean, it's just, not every run is going to be perfect, as we talked about.
No.
And of course, in drag racing, I think probably the coolest thing is when you're standing in the pits and you got your back to some team and they decide to fire that car up and you don't know it.
Yeah, exactly. Or somebody who's never been on the starting line, and those cars launch off the line. It's crazy. It's awesome to watch people's faces.
Oh my God. And I can't imagine at Charlotte 4 at a time running down the track. That seems like that would just be such crazy. I don't get it. It's too much.
It's cool. It's cool to be a part of it. That's one of the races that it's on my list of I really want to win there, because you're up against not just one other car, one other driver. You're up against 3 teams, 3 drivers. It's pretty cool.
And the other thing that makes drag racing so cool is the ability to rebuild an engine in minutes, not hours or days or weeks. I mean, those guys can tear down an engine. It's fun to watch those guys in the pits.
No, they're badass. I mean, it's like a dance. It's a symphony. You watch them go, and it's like one time we were racing, and it was a live television. So the turnarounds, they were trying to like hurry us up, for live TV. And my guys got it done within 35 minutes. We turned it around and had it on the ground. It was insane. Yeah.
That's impressive. It
is. They're a great group of guys.
Right. And they deal with the element. It's usually, if you're in the summertime at a track, I don't care if you got a tent over you, it's still hotter than hell in those areas. And you got a hot engine you're working on. I mean, those guys, like you said, they're badass. They get it done, and they don't make excuses on why they can or can't get it done.
No, there are no excuses, and there's no crying in NHRA. These guys aren't sitting there complaining. They just put their heads down, they get it done.
Sure.
And I love my team, and I'm always checking in with them, making sure, like, hey, you guys all right? You need water?
Right.
Like, they're the bread and butter. They are the heart of that car, and I wouldn't be driving it without them, obviously.
Sure, 100%. Well, and what do you drive personally? What's your daily driver?
My daily drivers. Well, I have the 67 Chevelle SS.
Right.
I am a Chevy driver now.
Right.
So
that's right. Oh,
Chevy SS.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm racing for Chevrolet now, which is pretty amazing. I've always been a Chevy girl at heart since I was a teenager and could have a car myself. My very first car was a GMC Typhoon.
I can't believe. How in the hell did you talk your dad into a GMC Typhoon?
Exactly. Well, it met all the criteria. It was used. It had to be a used car.
Right.
It had to be big, kind of safe, you know. So I was like, okay, it's got the body of a GMC Jimmy.
Yeah.
It looks pretty safe. It's old. It was like 4 years old because they only made them for a certain amount of years. We go down to Long Beach to pick it up from the dealership, and we're driving home, and he's like, "What the hell did you talk me into, Alexis?" He goes, "That's a damn race car." I was like,
"Yeah, fastest production car at the time." Yeah,
a friend of his, this is so funny. Who had one, an actor friend of his, Clint Eastwood.
Right.
He had gotten one, and he said he sold it because he had bought it for his wife. It was like a turquoise green one.
Yeah.
And he said he had to sell it because it was too fast for her. And my dad was just like, "Oh my God.
What have I done?" Did he have great cars when you were growing up? I mean, he must have had some great cars as well too, right?
Yeah, I attribute a lot of my car enthusiasm because of to him, because he used to race cannonball races when I was a kid.
Right.
All over the nation. Right. And he would always come back with these great stories, and he would win a lot.
Right.
Too.
Right.
I learned how to drive from my dad, like controlled chaos when there was traffic and we had to be somewhere and we were late. I mean, the maneuvers he would do, and he was always just calm, cool, and collected. And I was like, yep.
That's it.
My mom liked to just drive fast. She was pretty wild. She was, she had a Targa Porsche at one point. And so both of them, I mean, they were just love cars, but my dad always had some really cool cars growing up. And so now he got his 57 Chevy Bel Air that he's always wanted since he was in high school.
Right.
I was like telling him, like, "Dad, what car do you want when back in the day that you wanted so bad that you could never have?" And he's like, 57 Chevy Bel Air. I'm like, go out and find yourself one. He goes, "Yeah, you know what? You're right." And he went to like a swap meet or something, found one. And so we'll take our Chevys out to Bob's Big Boy on Friday nights out in California. And We have a really good time. It's a cool thing to share with my dad.
Well, it's nice when Dad's a gearhead too. It makes life a lot easier. And my dad could care less about cars, and for some reason my kids don't either. So, but somehow we'll perpetuate this hobby. But thank you. We really appreciate you being on the show today, and we wish you all the luck in the world coming up to Gatornationals. What a great track and a great place to start the season, right?
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Whether you want to buy or sell a classic, collectible, or special interest vehicle, you need to visit the Classic Auto Mall website for more information. If you're looking to buy, you can easily search our inventory of more than 1,000 vehicles on the web at classicautomall.com.
The Classic Auto Mall Show!
And we're back with the Classic Auto Mall show from the Classic Auto Mall studio in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. That's me singing that part.
I know. How you hit that note, I don't know.
I got that high-pitched thing going on.
It's very Roxy.
It's very Roxy. It's like, what was the Night at the Roxbury?
Yeah.
The guys doing their head. I love it. Steve hates it. So give us a shout-out if you like it or don't like it. The little intro we just did, podcast at classicautomall.com.
And just remember who the boss is.
Yes.
Remember who signs the checks. That get lost in the mail.
And hopefully we don't get a bill from AI. Mr. AI or Miss AI.
Yeah,
it is crazy. I got this little program and I started playing with it, and I went, and it was like a real song. I'm like, I don't believe it.
It's weird. It's like somebody owns that, right? I mean, it's it's
part of the software.
I don't get it.
It's public domain.
It is public domain. So, but it's just weird.
Yeah, but amazing at the same time, and scary. And
of course, it's like 3D printing. I really don't understand. I mean, if 3D printing, can I just make this remote control? Can I just make that? And has it got all the internals?
But you know what? The plastic is weird on those things. I still haven't mastered that. That stuff still looks weird. It's brittle.
Yeah, it's very brittle. Brittle. Where did we sell cars this week, you might ask?
Where?
Oh, how about Kingston, New York? How about Ripley, West Virginia? Essex, Maryland. Bridgeport, West Virginia. St. Petersburg. We were just talking about St. Petersburg, Florida. Bloomfield, New Jersey. Gibbon Glade, Pennsylvania. Westford, Massachusetts, Santa Barbara, California, Burleson, Texas, Media, Pennsylvania, Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, Altoona, Pennsylvania, Statesboro, Georgia, Kansas City, Missouri, George, Virginia, Hummelstown, Pennsylvania, Manorville, New York, Mandan, North Dakota, and Sag Harbor, New York.
All right. I worked in Baltimore, and Essex, Maryland is a suburb of Baltimore, and I worked with a DJ, and he used to, on the air, call it E-Sex.
I promise I didn't do that. Send your letters to JR, not to me. And so how about the new arrivals we've gotten in this week? I've got some eclectic cars.
Yes, you do.
How about the 1980 AMC Concord DL two-door sedan?
Wow.
Find another one.
That was my whole logic behind including this car on here. You just don't see them. They were inexpensive cars new. They're inexpensive collector cars now. To restore one, you just almost can't afford to do it.
There's no parts for these things.
There's no parts for them. I mean, you'd have to 3D
They basically
print everything.
evaporated.
They pretty much just like dust.
They were on the road and then they're gone.
It's gone. It's like, wasn't there a car right beside us?
That's why it's so cool to see this one, though.
Right.
It's like really good condition.
Right. It's medium blue, iridescent over blue, 29,788 actual miles. That's why this one's still around.
Yeah, exactly.
Showroom fresh, 258 cubic inch inline six, air conditioning, and an A904 3-speed automatic. So that's pretty cool. How about Alexis DeJoria on the show, though? She was great. And had a Typhoon, was her first car.
Hey, man.
And Dad was a little snookered on that thing, right?
They're fast.
Yeah, and I think Steve is infatuated with her now. He's
a Typhoon guy.
Yeah, Typhoon in and out.
Love that Typhoon. And how cool is that? And a 67 Chevelle she's got.
Yeah, the SS. Yeah,
it's
with
true
a
SS. 504 or something in
Unbelievable.
it. Some crazy big motor in it. And I bet you that's a blast to drive. Anyway, back to our new arrivals. The 1972 Ford Mustang Mach 1. That's a cool name.
It is always very cool.
Bright blue over white, 54,000 actual miles. Amazing history on this car. Correct 351 cubic inch Cleveland with a 2-barrel, FMX 3-speed automatic, and a 350 Equilock Ford 9-inch rear.
Interesting.
I don't really know.
It's a former drag racing car.
Well, that's probably why it's got that
history.
Equilock, which I never heard of before, but doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
And documentation galore on this car. This has got lots of paperwork, which is so good to have and so good to find, and so nice when you open the trunk of a car that you've bought or consigned or whatever, and then it shows all this, the great stuff in a box and labeled appropriately. And This is all the manuals, this is all the receipts, and this is all the factory paperwork. And, that's just like a kid in a candy store. It's
awesome.
You see that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, how about the 1950 Dodge B1 pickup, dark red over saddle, 47,000 actual miles on this 1950. Think about that, 77 years old.
Unbelievable.
And the NHR is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year, too. So this is only a couple years older.
Amazing.
It's hard to believe.
Really cool truck because it's different.
It's different.
Not a Chevy or
and the
Ford.
red really works well with that truck. So, and it's just well sorted. It's just nice, and it's got aluminum heads and just lots of cool stuff. Now, the next one is really cool. The 1976 Datsun 620 pickup. Sunset orange over black. Amazingly preserved truck. Just go find another one.
Incredible. Absolutely blew up on TikTok. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And then what I heard most was this was my first car, or this was the car I learned to drive stick shift with.
Right. Because most of them were stick shift.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it's amazing. And everybody has a story about a 620. It's amazing.
Yeah. They were very, very popular trucks because they were just right after the gas crisis. Everybody was a little still worried about fuel economy.
Right.
Not the Cadillac Eldorado because it was a boat, but most everybody was still concerned about fuel economy and what gas prices were going to do. And so these made sense, and they were practical, and they were inexpensive.
And apparently bulletproof.
And bulletproof.
Right.
Yeah. So this one's ready to go. New interior. It's got the 4-speed manual. Just a little workhorse.
It's awesome. And they were everywhere. I lived in Vegas at the time.
Yeah.
They just were everywhere.
Next but not this thing is unbelievable. 1957 Ford Thunderbird convertible. Okay, it's a baby bird. Everybody's seen 55, 67 birds. This thing is done as you can get.
Top tier.
It is amazing. The beautiful frame off restored, 312 cubic inch 4-barrel, the Ford-O-Matic automatic. This thing's winning shows. It's got power steering, power brakes. It's got AC. If you're going to do one or you're going to buy one, this is the one. Just buy the best, and you'll never regret it. You only cry once, as Bruce Meyer says, if you buy the best. Next on the list is the 1968 Ford Bronco, Rangoon red over saddle, EFI, electronic fuel injected, 351 cubic inch Windsor. The other one had a Cleveland. The other Ford.
What's a Rangoon?
I don't know. Is it a fruit? Is it?
Look that up, JR, will you?
Get on that. Quick.
Well, it's a place in Southeast Asia. I know that.
Oh, weird.
All right. So,
Yeah,
Maybe it's like a spice. Maybe
I
it's
knew a
spice.
guy that had an old microphone and went, "Come in, Rangoon." It was,
Weird. Okay.
This thing's got a lift kit on it, the Performer Edelbrock RPM heads, and it's very, very off-road capable. So that's some of our new arrivals. If you go to our website, classicautomall.com, you'll be able to find out. So what else can we talk about today? Anything else that we got on our agenda that we could talk about that we just didn't think that we were going to do? I always thought I wanted to do the thing like they did on radio. We've talked about this, where I do a shot every 10 minutes and then test my motor skills.
Yeah.
They used to do it to prove that
We did one of those in Buffalo.
and drinking and driving, how dangerous it was because you'd lose your motor skills and fumble around and all that.
State police saw it. I think I did a beer and somebody else did a whiskey drink. And this very petite person who worked at the radio station, she did wine. And she drank more than everybody else and was totally sober.
Right.
And the police was like, just fail her.
Yeah. Don't want her to act, because that would defeat the purpose of what they were doing.
Yeah.
'Cause they're trying to show the dangers of, not that she's perfectly fine and can balance a ping pong ball on her nose or something, right? Well, it's, listen, drinking and driving back in the 50s and 60s, they didn't think much about it, and they didn't realize how bad it was. And then in the 70s and the 80s, you started getting, unfortunately, lots of people were getting injured or killed and in car wrecks, and it was down to drinking and driving, and it's just not a good thing to do. So maybe we'll have to try that experiment one of these days and see. That might be fun.
Not with one of our consignment cars, though.
Let's get the Bandero Tequila. And
there you
Alexis,
go.
and
That'll be for
I
one.
like coffee and I like tequila. I think I would like this drink.
I think you would.
I'm not a drinker, but
Bandero Cafe. Yeah, I'm not a drinker, but boy, that sounds pretty good. I took a buddy to Vegas one time, and I ordered a Jack and Water, and the girl brought it to me and walked away. And he said, "You didn't?" I said, "Would you like a drink?" And he said, "No, I don't drink." And I said, "Jack and Water" to the waitress. She came back with a drink and laid it down and just walked away. And he goes, "You didn't pay for that?" I go, "Yeah, they're free when you're here." And he goes, "Ma'am, I'll take a Jack and Water." I said, "I thought you didn't drink." He said, "Yeah, but they're free."
And then he got so hammered on smelling it.
I don't remember that whole part of the rest of it. So there's a lot of gray area.
Does that still exist in Vegas?
I don't know.
Free drinks at the table as long as you're gambling?
It depends.
What about here at the Holiday?
The Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Like in Atlantic City now, now you've got to hit a limit at some of the bars. They have a light that goes on the bag. Like if you're playing poker at the bar.
They actually have a light that you see?
It goes on that once you've played whatever their limit is, $20 or $50 or something, then they'll comp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't think comping is what it used to be. You know,
Right.
It used to be, remember, when you went to Vegas back in the day, you could get a lobster dinner and a filet and, shrimp and crab meat and Alaskan king crab legs, and it would be like $2.99.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Not anymore.
You have to lose a lot to get like a big comp now.
Yeah.
And everything, just if you go in there and just pay cash for something, average dinner, $100.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. I imagine it's even higher than that.
Everything's more expensive.
Yeah, everything's more
Thanks,
expensive
COVID.
everywhere.
I just heard somebody talking about Vegas and how the younger people, the young Gen Zs, I guess, they're like, well, what do I want to go there and gamble for? I can do it on my phone.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So what's the point of going to Vegas or Atlantic City?
Yeah,
I mean, in the old days, it was just Vegas or Atlantic City. There was only two places you could gamble legally in this country. And then now, every 5 minutes down the interstate, there's a casino.
Yeah.
Well, they've got NFL, they got hockey. Now they're going to have baseball too. They're trying to make it more of a family town now and just say, just come here. And what happens in Vegas can go anywhere in Vegas.
Well,
they're trying not to make it so seedy, I guess, or sexy, or whatever you want to say.
Right. So anyway, when we return next week, we'll have another fantastic guest. I think we already got him picked out. I think it's Russell Hayes, who's an author who wrote a great book on Aston Martin that just came out, a 2-volume set.
Very good.
Kathy will like that. She's got her Aston Martin, which needs to get out and get driven if the salt would get off the road.
You got to exercise it.
Yeah, one of these days. Anyway, we'll catch you next week on the Classic Auto Mall Show. We'll see you then.
The Classic Auto Mall Show with their host, Stewart Howden, executive producer, Steve Sethier, produced and engineered by yours truly, J.R. Russ, video editor, Randy Lammy.
Available on ClassicAutomall.com, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Music courtesy of the Pat Travers Band. For tour dates, contact, and stuff, visit PatTravers.com. Produced by Car Smarts Media. Copyright all rights reserved.